Hello, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Wednesday to you, halfway through the week. Let's have a quick look at the weekly candle. And to make that rather more clear, I need to delete off all these silly lines that I've drawn on. Alright, so yes, the weekly candle is, I'd say, looking rather bullish, wouldn't you? I think that's a very good sign, only halfway through the week. Now, yes, thank you for joining me, and if indeed you enjoy these daily price action analysis videos, then like and subscribe, and then you'll get an automatic notification. Now, I've got a quick observation on the weekly here. By the way, keep this number in mind, 66 and a bit, right? 66 and a bit is where the MACD will turn back up on the weekly time frame. Keep that in mind. But while I'm here, I just wanted to point this out, a little observation. Two observations. Oh, how I wish I could buy 15,000 Bitcoin again. Second observation, probably more relevant to now, is of this move up, there was a high, a low, a high, and then a low that took out the previous low. There was, I know it was a wick, it wasn't a closure, but price got below the previous low. There was then a move up, move down, move up, move down, price took out the previous low. There was then basically one move up, because, you know, that was literally sideways. There's a move up, move down, move up, move down. Price took out this low, took out previous low, and then the etchings of another move up. Now, that to me is a different form, but in a similar manner to this, and obviously they have been part of the bull run so far. So I'm going to suggest that this is also part of the bull run. And there'll be some other things that make that more of a reasonable suggestion rather than just a random hypothesis as this video pans out. So yeah, 66 and a bit to turn the MACD back up. Clearly that you only get an update on that number for every weekly closure. So we're only halfway through the week so far. All right, I'm going to jump down to the daily time frame now, and you can see, and this is why I want you to remember that other number, the daily MACD will, in my defined terms, gain momentum to the upside when it crosses the zero line at 66,000. So that's interesting. Clearly, 66,000 for Bitcoin right now seems to be an important milestone. And it was really throughout this more rangy time. I mean, it's kind of back in the range now anyway. But I don't know if you remember, I had a range set up for quite some time on Bitcoin, and the midpoint of that range was sort of 60, 65-ish. And so yeah, that 66,000 is a key area for sure. Anyway, yes, I was going to then so close to turning the daily momentum up. When you look at the daily momentum as I measure it, with the MACD being above the zero line, if you look at the whole of the bull run so far, when the MACD has been above the zero line, there have been significant moves to the upside. Every time it crosses back above, significant moves to the upside. Crosses back above, significant move to the upside. Above, move to the upside. Above, move to the upside. The only one that hasn't really pushed through too well with this one had a limited follow through. But generally speaking, as a momentum index, and I think I'd probably use it like this and no one else does, but whatever, we all choose our ways of trading. I think it generally gives you the right direction for price movements. It is not tradable on its own. I've said that a few times and I'll say it again. Well, if you choose to trade it on its own, you'll make some serious losses. That's what I'm saying, because I backtested it. Okay, so yes, here's the daily time frame, and I'm just going to quickly plonk on what I think is going to be an area of resistance that was indeed support previously for Bitcoin, and then the opposite, an area of support that was indeed resistance to Bitcoin. Now, clearly it's in between those two areas at the moment, and I'm kind of expecting a pullback, which it hasn't really had yet. A pullback needs to be obvious. Like, for example, I don't know if you remember, when Bitcoin was coming down here, I was saying it hasn't really bounced yet, even though sort of small price movements on the daily time frame hadn't really bounced. It was only here that there was a bounce, even then it was pretty small. And then it was super important then for the change in character for Bitcoin to get back above that high. And by the same token, the reason I want to see it pull back, which might sound a bit weird, but well, it's just true, is for this reason. Has somebody stolen my brush again? Why is it that I can never remember where these things are on the chart? So just as this was a move down, and then there was a move that got back above this high, what would throw the whole case for a change in trend out the window would be Bitcoin getting back below here. Therefore, pullbacks, if I just get rid of that last bit, therefore pullbacks that remain above there would indeed print a higher low. And that's what you need, in my opinion, for the first step change of a change in trend from down to up. And so I'm still looking for a pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if the pullback comes more into the lower 60s. With regards to the sort of more lower time frame support resistance, yeah, around about sort of 63 looks good, but it would be fine, all the way down to about 60,000. If it started closing dailies and definitely weeklies below 60,000, well, then it doesn't look so good, right, for a change in trend. Quick look at the 4 hour. Let me just get rid of all those lines. And you'll see that the momentum is still to the upside. It'll turn back up above sort of 65.5, so another $1,000 north of where it is at the moment. That would also be very close to the daily momentum switching to the upside, and probably the weekly momentum then turning back to the upside. So yeah, mid-60s. Bitcoin can get, I'd say, if Bitcoin can start to close dailies, or amazing, if it can close a weekly above 65, 66, then I reckon it's gas pedal back on. But that's just my humble opinion, and I am not a financial advisor. So yeah, I'd say a good pullback area, just looking at the lower time frame, the most recent move down. I'd say there's a support resistance area from basically I think sort of 62, between 63 and 62. That would make sense. So yes, that remains to be seen, and that is now 9 minutes that I've taken of your valuable time. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have indeed, please join me tomorrow, because I'll be doing Thursdays. And if you didn't enjoy it, then don't go back tomorrow, because I'll be doing Thursdays. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.